Okay, fellow babies, welcome back to Pachter Factor on SIFTD.net. If you are watching as a Patreon patron, thank you for your support. If you're watching on YouTube as a subscriber, thank you for your support. If you or anybody in your household has an Amazon Prime account, link it to your Twitch Prime account, and Amazon will gratuitously pay us, and that's just part of the value you get out of Amazon. Easy to do, costs you nothing. Please do it. Instructions are below. We will put your name on the scrolling ticker below that calls you out, shouts you out for supporting us. So thank you for all that. Okay, today's question from Patreon from Tarma. Recently, there have been lots of games announced or released that are essentially knockoffs of popular existing IP. Back 4 Blood is essentially Left 4 Dead, and Bloodstained is a stand-in for Castlevania. Why would original IP owners ever abandon a franchise if another publisher believes it can be profitable? You know, that's a great question, and you know, emulation is the most sincere form of flattery. So if you copy someone's concepts, it's an acknowledgement that the concept is great. And you're willing to put in the resources to knock it off. You know, I always joke with people, there is no original content. Everything is a variation of something that's been done before. So, you know, I think that you're going to see any game genre that works, you're going to see guys make games as close to it as possible because they know the formula for what works, and you're willing to put the resources in to knock it off. I don't know why, you know, why we get Back 4 Blood, but what someone's saying is the co-op multiplayer, you know, experience is something people love to play. You know, and we can argue, like, I get that Left 4 Dead was, you know, killing whatever zombies and witches. Gears of War co-op that works that way, you know. So I mean, you could say, well, all co-op games work the same, or all battle royale games, you know, last man standing games work the same. They do. I mean, Fortnite and PUBG aren't that much different, except PUBG is pretty realistic and you can blow up cars, but they kind of work the same. So I don't know the answer because I honestly don't play Castlevania and I don't even know what Bloodstained is. I'll take your word for it. But there are genres that are popular that get copied in every medium, whether it's television. I mean, I remember studying this in college, but there was this formula for sitcoms. And it was, you know, I'm making this up because this isn't the formula, but I'm just making up like it was like this. It was the clueless mother or father, one or the other, and then the very savvy kid who took advantage of the mother and father, and hijinks will ensue, you know. And that was Leave It to Beaver and Father Knows Best and you know, the Brady Bunch, and it just the same show. And then there was, and again, I'm talking back in the 60s and 70s, but there was the Beverly Hillbillies. Let's take hillbillies and bring them to Beverly Hills and hilarity will ensue. And then someone goes, oh, wait a minute, that worked. Let's take city people and put them in the country, Green Acres, you know, and Petticoat Junction. And so they just took the same concept and flipped it. That was what everybody did in television. And so your question, they're doing it in games? Yep, yes, it works. So I think that there are proven formulas. I think that I don't know why we don't get Left 4 Dead 3. Why don't we have Portal 3? I would play Portal 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't understand why Valve stopped making that franchise. And to me, Portal 3 is just more levels, more challenges, more puzzles. Like, how fun was that game? The story was awesome and really fun, and you wanted to find cake and, you know, whatever, but it didn't matter. To me, it was like just the challenge of getting through the puzzles was so fun. And why'd they stop? They would have sold 10 million copies every time they made it, and they just stopped. I don't know why. I wish I could tell you. And yet, you know, we're at Call of Duty 27. I'm exaggerating. Call of Duty like 19, and they just keep coming, and they're good, but they have to keep innovating to keep that coming out. So I don't know the answer. It's a good question. There are maybe the creative juices, you know, just fell apart for Castlevania, and so these Bloodstained guys said we can come up with something novel and new that people want to play. You know, it's probably a testament to the genre and the concept of the game that's being copied. You know, maybe the creative juices just dried up on the Castlevania team, and, you know, these Bloodstained guys said, hey, we can come up with something novel and new and make it better. And so, you know, but I mean, you see this in movie franchises all the time. where, you know, there'll be a formula that works. And I know it was the same writer, but if you look at like the John Wick movie and then you watch the most recent Nobody, you know, it's kind of the same story. And the difference is just that, I hate to ruin all this, but in John Wick, somebody killed his dog. If you haven't seen it, I'm sorry I ruined it for you, but it happens in like the first scene. Somebody kills his dog. In the next 3 films, he goes out, and I actually watched all 3 in a row. I spent 6 hours watching John Wick 1, 2, and 3, and believe it or not, they all take place in the same day. It's really cool. Anyway, but he goes after to revenge his dog. So there's a reason he kills everybody, because he's pissed that they killed his dog. In Nobody, the guy just missed being a hitman, and he went back and he just killed a bunch of bad guys, but he put his family at risk. So it was a twist, but it had the John Wick feel, and every bit is good. So I encourage you to see both. Thanks for joining us on Pachter Factor today. If you are a Patreon patron or a YouTube subscriber, thank you for your funds, for your support. That's keeping Shane in, you know, macaroni and cheese. He'd like to step it up and have an occasional protein with his macaroni and cheese. So, you know, if you can step up your contribution, he can maybe put some chicken in there occasionally. If you are an Amazon Prime member and you are able to follow the instructions in the show description below, you can link your Twitch Prime account to your Amazon Prime account, and Amazon miraculously will pay us. So please remember to do that and to resubscribe. We've got a scrolling ticker at the bottom of all the people who have managed to figure that one out. So look for your name down there, and thank you for doing that. If you're watching on YouTube a week late, I understand you either can't afford to do this or you hate me. You don't want Shane to ever be able to eat again. But you must follow me on Twitter, or I'm going to block you on YouTube and you won't be able to see me, at Michael Pachter, and tell me that the reason that you're on Twitter following me is because I shamed you into it. I'll give you a shout out. Thanks for joining us. See you next time.